Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to whenever you're checking into this. Welcome to episode 2 of In the Gym with Jim. I am your host, Jim, and I'm with my co-host, my dog, Trizzy.
Yes, sir. Tristan, founder of Driven by Will. Good to see y'all today.
And we have a very special guest, the waviest guest we've ever had on
Come
on this
on.
couch.
Come on.
Don't
do that. Don't do that.
My dog, my running mate, Nick Wavy. How you doing today, man?
Good, bro, man. Thank you for having me, man.
Good to
Much
see you,
love.
brother. Good to
Much
see
love,
you. Good
man.
to see
Much
you.
love.
Thank you for coming on. Look, man, I'm excited to have you on here, man.
Yeah, I'm happy you're doing this, man. I'm happy, bro. I'm
Yeah.
happy this because I follow you for forever, obviously.
Appreciate it.
And everything you're doing right now is inspiring me, you know?
See?
So I love to see it.
This guy's laying it on thick, man. This guy's media trained. You know what's going on, bro.
Wavy, the worst tsunami.
Come on. Come on. We're gonna get into some very interesting things on today's episode. But before we start, I want to do a check-in with everybody that's here. The guy to my right, Trizzy, how are you today, man? How are you feeling?
Today I'm feeling good. This week I felt really strong. I hit a really huge milestone at the gym, and I feel stronger than ever. I think my diet's on point. My mental health is on the up.
Good.
You know, it's not always sunshine and rainbows, but we're doing well.
Okay, well, don't do this before. I don't want to gloss over. What's the PR you in the gym? Like, tell us.
I'm curious, man.
Tell us. We're gym guys. We're gym bros.
I broke the plateau. I hit 225 on the bench for 6. Yes. Thank you. Big things are happening. So I'm excited just to see how far I can take it. Keep it pushing. Yes.
Nice, man.
I'll pass it to Nick.
Nick.
I'm good. There's a lot of changes that are going on in my life right now. I'm moving to Barbados, as you guys know, in literally 3 days.
Yeah.
So the past 2 months, I've just been preparing for the move, which is just getting rid of things. What am I bringing? What am I not bringing? I'm still trying to gym. I'm still trying to run businesses at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to take care of myself.
Of course.
But throughout the whole process, I said, you know what? The day that I leave, and I land back in Barbados, all the stress is gonna be gone. So it's just a temporary stress that I have.
Yes.
And it is what it is, man. I'm good otherwise, man.
That's good, man. That's good.
How about yourself?
Appreciate it. I'm good, man. You know what? This week has been pretty positive. I'm very excited to do this. You know, I'm very excited to do more things that I enjoy that, pour into my cup. I've done a lot of pouring into other people's cups and other businesses' cups for a very long time. It's good to finally have something I can pour into
Of course, yeah.
for myself and get some, feedback. And before you got here, I was telling Trizzy, one of the best things that happened to me this week, we're just a couple of random DMs with friends and people that I associate with, just telling me like, yo man, I'm down 20 pounds, I'm down 50 pounds, and like you motivate me to push through and kind of get to what I gotta get to.
Hey, shout out to them, man.
Shout out to them for real. Shout out to them, bro. Shout out to them for real. I think it's massive. It's massive. And just before I start, I wanted to add something. This is like off the cuff, but one thing I was telling my friend, he told me like I lost 50 pounds. So I'm like, hey man, you don't need to hear it from me, but I'm proud of you, whatever. And he stopped me. He's like, hey man, no, we do need to hear it from you. Like we do need to kind of give people more of those flowers, that positivity. Like we're always in this space where we feel like this person doesn't need to hear that. This person doesn't need to hear from me that I am proud of them.
Right.
Like Nick doesn't have to hear from me that I'm proud of him, that he's able to move to Barbados and continue to chase his dream and help his family the way he's able to help his family. But you never think about the fact that like that moment you tell Nick like, hey, I'm proud of you, bro, for what you've been doing can change the trajectory of that day, that week, or like that extra push.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like that's something I just thought about and I want to bring it up.
No, that's good, bro. Because
Yeah.
even
Share those
sometimes if
things,
someone
bro.
would tell me a good message, sometimes that gives me the energy to keep
Facts.
going. Like I need to hear.
sir.
I'm a man, so I don't need that approval from anybody because
Facts.
shit's tough already as it is. But when someone says, Nick, you did good. So a man in the gym actually the other day, he came up to me. He's like, yo, your body's good. How'd you do it? How'd you make it? You look great. And I'm like, true say, I'm good now for the year. Like, if I don't get coming for the year, it is what it is. But I'm happy with that
I got
one.
what I needed.
That's it. Just take it, So sometimes, hey, if you could give a man a compliment, give him one, and you'll probably make his whole entire year.
Come on, that's a
facts.
fact.
Yeah.
That is facts.
Yeah.
So yo man, look, I'm gonna try to introduce you. I'm gonna try my best.
Yes.
Okay. Very background. I've known Nick since he was in grade 9.
Roll the red carpet.
Right. I've known Nick since he was in grade 9. So I'm, like I said earlier, I'm very proud of this brother for what he's been doing. He motivates me more than he knows. I tell him a lot, but he motivates me a lot. So let me give like a speech off the top, okay? Like a quick introduction.
Okay.
Okay, so today we have Mr. Nick Wavy, right? Mr. Wavy Merch.
Come on.
Mr. Wavy Buds.
Come on.
Okay? and Mr. Cut Buddy, okay? I like that. This is my dog, okay? I've known Nick for a while. I remember him making videos on Facebook.
Wow.
Okay, and posting about waves and how to get it, where to, which way to brush, whatever. I had no idea what he was talking about, and I had no idea what he was talking about, and I couldn't follow it. I didn't get it. I didn't understand. We're like 2 years apart. 2 years apart, right?
I'm 93.
Yeah, 2 years apart. Yeah. I didn't understand the whole like social media thing to that extent. Wow. To like, let's make videos, let's put them out consistently. I wish Nick would have joined the basketball team so we could have won a championship together, but that's
I have a funny story about that.
That's neither here nor there. I've seen this brother open a bunch of shops. I've seen his brother go from crashing his dream whip, then getting the whip back. I've seen him get his 360 waves cut against the grain while he was asleep. Yes. I've watched his YouTube grow. I've been an early subscriber. I will take that one to chin. I've been an early subscriber. I've seen it grow from 1 to above 200K subscribers. I've seen the YouTube grow. Sorry, I've seen the Instagram grow. I've seen the brush. The brush is there. I'm wearing one of the. Come on, man.
Come on.
You gotta stay wavy here. You know what I mean?
So wavy. Brick on brick.
Brick on brick. So Nick, since you were I would consider you a early adopter to the YouTube space and making content. Can you talk about that? Like, what was that like very early? I guess grade 9, grade 10, maybe even earlier than that. Like, how was that space for you?
So I think it really started grade maybe 10.
Okay.
So we went to SATEC. So SATEC is a highly regarded academic school. I know so many engineers, it's crazy.
Same.
It's actually crazy.
It's pretty nuts.
So whenever there would be a group project,
yes,
I wouldn't be able to contribute as much because I don't care. But when it came to the project where we have to create a video, now all of a sudden my creativity is sparking. I'm able to curate an idea and say, okay, you do this. And any video I would make, 90%.
Wow.
80%, 90%, 100%. Like I was that guy. I'm sought after now when there's a video to be done, right?
Okay.
So that's kind of where the love for it started. And I remember I just wanted to it's weird. I just love doing, even when me and my friends were kids, we grew up in an area called Mondale where we would just ball up, make videos, just fun stuff, right? So it's kind of something that I've always done throughout my life. And then I think after high school, all my friends went to university, college, actually all university basically, to be honest, yeah. So, and I didn't go, so I had to try and figure out what I want to do. And I remember I was taking a Cisco course, CCNA, tech related. It's funny because in SATEC, they offer these programs as a curriculum, but I didn't take those courses. But after high school, now I have to go figure out my post-secondary, so I did that.
Wow.
So I remember it was so tough for me. It wasn't something I can do. I'm good at tech, but it's not something I love. So I remember I was studying for my CCNA, and I remember I broke down in front of my family. I started crying. I'm like, yo, I don't want to do this. I want to be. I remember I told her, I said, I want to be famous. I want to be an actor. I want to be a star.
That's tough.
And this is when I'm studying for my exam. So I thugged it out. I finished my exam. My mom bought me a camera to compensate me to bribe me to finish. And then once I got that camera, and I said, Mom, I gave you your education. This is what I'm gonna do now. So I just started shooting videos and like wave videos, tutorials of how to get the 360 wave hairstyle. And I just loved it. And I just kept expanding my content that I would make because you don't have waves, but I can maybe make some other type of video that comes to my mind that might make you a viewer. So I tried to diversify, and then things just kept growing and growing. And then, just the love for the videos is something that's who I am. That's my purpose. That's something that I don't need to search anymore for what I want to do. I already know what I want to do. And that's why me moving to Barbados is going to give me the full-time opportunity I'm creating content full-time. I get to make it for the love because I don't have bills anymore. I'm going to go live with my family.
Nice.
So I don't have to worry about paying X, Y, and Z. I can say, look, I love this idea. I'm going to create it this way. It might take me 2 weeks. What's my deadline? There is no deadline, but I love this and I know someone else might love it. So that's the type of content I'm going to be making. So that's kind of where this all started, for the love of just making videos. I don't know how it just started. On another reason, if you get famous, you can get gal real easy. So when I was younger, I was shy and whatnot. And I'm like, if I get famous, girls will come so easy. Still not like that, but you know, it's easier a little bit, you know.
And that goes to show if you truly follow something that you personally believe in, everything else will follow. Everything else will follow. And then I just want to expand a little bit on in your early beginnings, especially I think we're all in the same generation, the three of us. How was it like telling your parents, Mom, Dad, listen, academia is not for me.
It was tough.
I want to do what I really want to do, which is content creation. I want to shoot videos. How was that received for you as in your early stages in life? How was that a wall? Did they feel as if, son, I think this is the wrong, you're pursuing the wrong things. Education will get you the furthest.
Yeah.
How did you overcome that, not necessarily struggle, but that kind of obstacle?
Well, it's something that I always face because I don't want to say I'm a pioneer of content creation, but I was making videos before there was even an industry to be a content creator, to the scale it is now.
Okay.
So I was used to people saying, Nick, why are you going to make videos all the time? My parents used to say, what are you doing? No one got it, but the fact that I loved it, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care what you're telling me. This is what makes me happy, you know? So
That's tough.
just chasing what I enjoyed and what made me happy, nothing else mattered. You could tell me, Nick, you're never going to make it. I had all my friends that kind of doubted me at first, and I'm not mad at them anymore because I was just crazy enough to say, I'm just going to find a way to make money off making videos. This is going to be my living. And back then, that was so far-fetched. You'd be like, you're going to be a YouTuber? That's crazy. That's not happening.
No
but
chance.
now, anyone can be a content creator, and anyone can make money creating videos, right? So it's much more acceptable in today's society. But back then, it was tough, and I loved it enough to the point where you couldn't tell me anything, man. My parents couldn't tell me anything. That's why I said, I'll get my post-secondary education, but after I get that, I'm doing what I want to do. And that's like a plan B. So if my content creation doesn't work, I can go become an IT technician. Which I understand and respect my parents for putting me in that position to be secure.
Right.
But I still knew that I'm not doing that.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think that's so tough. And I think a lot of us, especially with like Caribbean parents, run into the issue where it's like, I really don't want to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And their parents are like, no, you need it. I had a similar conversation on a smaller scale, but I had a similar conversation with my mom. She was like, look, you're either going to work or you're going to go to school. I really didn't want to go to school because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I'm very much a person who's like, if I don't know what I want to do, I'm not going to half-ass it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because what's the point? Like, I can get into school and we'll pay this money and then I get a degree or diploma, whatever, you put on the wall, and I'm not going to use it. I got into Centennial to do business marketing, and I knew business marketing wasn't where my heart was.
I see.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, I'm not trying.
But didn't you use the skills that you got from business marketing to previous ventures that you've had?
So, yes and no. Like, I'm a much better like salesman, talking, kind of building relationships and networking than I am like maybe a marketer to be like, hey, come here because we have the best XYZ. And if I look at marketing from that perspective, which I do, then no, I don't think I use my business marketing to its full potential. Plus, I only think I did like a semester. You know what I mean? So like, I won't say like this was a benefit to me. Being in school and realizing that I shouldn't be in school for this was definitely a benefit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know if people are religious watching or in this room, but what happened, the reason why I didn't go back to school was because OSAP went on strike for like 10 days. Like 10 days. It was a really short period. It was a really, really short period. And they weren't paying out the school. So when I went to start my second semester, OSAP didn't pay Centennial because they were on strike or whatever they were doing. So they were like, yo, you pay out of your pocket or you can't come in. So I didn't go in.
Yeah,
and
true.
that changed everything. If OSAP paid, I would have went to school because I'm like, okay, whatever, I want my thing.
Wow.
But like, that is like something that happened. Whatever you believe, divine intervention.
Yeah, it's meant to be, bro.
I think it was meant to be. I don't think I was ever meant to do that business marketing stuff. I just don't feel that
Did
way.
you go to school?
I did. Now the fun fact is I never graduated either. I think academia for me is interesting. Like, for example, if you're a doctor, an engineer, academia is mandatory. But if you feel as if there are other ways to get money, there are different ways to get employment, whatever the case may be. I mean, similar to you, I'm not an academia person. I rather self-learn and self-teach myself on certain things. And I mean, I am where I am today based off my own beliefs of myself. I mean, I don't want that to come off as arrogant, but I think self-belief is sometimes extremely important and overpowers what the societal norms can tell you.
I think all the time.
I
right? Would you guys agree?
I 100% agree.
You know, and I think Nick, honestly, the story you shared, like that's the epitome of self belief. Because no matter what society said, everyone said, "Oh man, like why?"
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, here you are.
I'm still breathing. I ate breakfast today, bro.
Hey,
I still
man.
got food on my plate.
You see what I'm saying? So we're breathing God's oxygen, you know. So I think it's a beautiful thing, especially like sharing your different obstacles in life, especially from your adolescence to where you are now. The story is different, and everyone has a different path.
Naturally, I think everyone has to kind of go down their own walkway at some point, and there's going to be a lot of twists and turns for a lot of people, and that's just kind of have to go with. I want to ask Nick, going back to first of all, you said you don't think you're a pioneer for YouTube. I think you're a pioneer. For YouTube. I'm gonna be straight up with that. Like I know a lot of people, and you were definitely the first person that I know that was posting on YouTube before mans were like, you should be posting on YouTube. Like that is a fact. And I was doing a deep dive with my friend. 'Cause that's what I do. It's my dog. And I was watching videos from 12 years ago. Okay,
That's 2014
on YouTube. Okay, so 20 videos on YouTube. I want to know, like, obviously you mentioned like, yeah, I'm gonna make videos. Whatever happens. But now you're on YouTube and you're pushing through, and maybe the videos aren't and obviously doing it out of love, but the videos aren't doing what maybe you thought they would do. Maybe because you have a bigger following on Facebook. Now you're seeing, 100, 200, 3, whatever, a couple thousand on Facebook. You go to YouTube and it's now a lot smaller. What kept you going from 12 years to now to get you to be like, you know what, let me stick with this?
I'm crazy, bro. Like, honestly, if you want to achieve a dream, you gotta be crazy.
That's fair, bro.
When I was starting up, bro, a lot of my friends had part-time jobs. Like, you still have some type of money coming in. My parents never gave me money because I chose to not work.
Yeah.
I chose to go 100% on content creation in a time where it was very difficult to get monetized. But I was just crazy enough to say, I don't need new clothes. My friends are eating at BK at night. I can't buy any food because I literally have no money. After this, I'm going to go shoot a video. And I just sacrificed everything that I had. But it was easy to do when I was younger because we don't really have much anyways as a kid. It's just experiences we could really acquire. So I forgave a lot of those, and I just decided to just keep shooting videos, bro. And it just became the love. So even though things were slow on YouTube, I was still crazy enough to say, okay, I look at it like, when I started my channel, I remember the day I had 0 subscribers. I remember making my channel, and I messaged my boy Andy. Shout out to Andy.
Shout out Andy.
Shout out to Andy.
It's a good brother.
That's my brother. I said to my page, I said, yo, I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to get the 100K subs. Subscribe to me. And then he was my first subscriber.
That's tough.
So you get the 1, and then you get the 2, then the 10, then the 100. So once you hit the 100 from the 0, it's like, yo, this is 100 people that are now subbed to my channel. Now you have more life. Then the snowball keeps rolling, so now 100 turns into 1,000. Yeah. So I'm like, holy shit, I remember when I had 0 not too long ago. Well, long ago, but I remember I had 0. Right. Then it turns to 10, then it turns to 50, then it's 100, then it's 200, then it's 250. Then it's like, yo, I'm so deep in the game now that all you have to do is just keep things rolling. And once it keeps going, the momentum that you have in terms of your creation, in terms of your channel, the ideas that come to my mind when I'm creating videos, it just comes so easy. Wow. But it's difficult when I take a break because once I stop, my creative mind is not working. So I'll create a video today with you guys, and then I might be like, okay, I remember when I spoke to these guys about what it was like starting YouTube. Now I can make a video talking about that, but that leads to a whole nother concept. Now I'm incorporating someone else in the video, and now everything is just blowing up, and it's just expanding, and then you just have to go along for the ride. So it's just like staying consistent and loving it. If you love anything you do, it's going to be so simple to do. It doesn't matter if you get paid for it. It doesn't matter if you tell me, Nick, you suck at YouTube. Actually, I probably do, but I'm going to get better at it because I just love doing it,
Now, question for you, Nick. In this generation, I think there are 2 schools of thought. One is people like yourselves who do it for the love of the game. Even if no one was watching, you're doing it because you love it. On the other hand, are people who do it specifically to go viral. Now, when you look at content creation on both sides, one is very organic. You do things because, again, you love the game. This is you. On the other hand, there are people who do videos for engagement. How is it difficult, as on the organic side, is it difficult to kind of, when you're teetering towards, will this go viral? What can I do to make this hit 100,000, 200,000 views? seemingly so. It's you're always on the fence, you know, and it's difficult to kind of navigate. How do you say the least prevent yourself from going towards that mindset of everything I do has to go viral?
So
Great question.
that's a very good question. I have two answers to that. So the first one is it's the pressure, you know. So when I had Wavy Buds, I stopped creating content. I had a cannabis store, so I stopped creating videos. I stopped using my creative mind, and trying to come back to that was very difficult. But I needed money now, so I need to pay my rent. I need to pay for my car. I need to live, so I need my videos to go viral. So now I'm creating videos with the purpose of of engagement, but the passion is still there, but it's not the front focus of my creation, which made my content suffer. You know, so now that I'm moving to Barbados where I don't have any more rent, I don't have any more car note, I have no more car insurance, my bills have dropped significantly.
Okay.
Now I don't have that pressure to create a video to go viral because I need to make sales right away. Now I can create it because, this is gonna be a sick video. If I set my lighting up this way, setting up this whole thing will take you an hour, you know? But when you have to do that every single day, then edit, then upload it, and then do that every single day, it gets tiresome very quick. So now that I don't have that pressure where I need to upload as consistently, I'm not saying I'm not going to, but I'm gonna say I can do it. I can take my time. I can put my love into the craft, and it'll just be a much better product.
I see.
And so I guess try and reduce your pressure, and that will differentiate between your making content for money and making it for passion. It's tough.
Wow.
It's tough. But there's a difference between an influencer and a content creator.
Fair.
Now, anyone can pick up a camera and be a content creator. You can create a video, you can get sponsorship, you can create anything.
Right.
But an influencer, there's a different type of content that they make because they resonate much better with the people. I'm able to make a video talking about setting up my setup here.
Yeah.
That may not necessarily go viral, but as an influencer, I'm showing people this is the struggle that I have to go through. If you want to create content or if you want to be an influencer, this is the hardship that you have to go through to get to that point. The behind the scenes stuff. So now you're able to connect with people on a real level. So when I started YouTube, I had no bills, I had no nothing. So all I'm doing is trying to build a platform of people who can understand me and see what I'm doing, which is just waves. There was no wave. I never knew I could make money on waves, but I wanted to.
Right.
I just said one day I'll do it, but I just kept doing it because I loved it, because that's just what I wanted to do. So I think during the process, a lot of people seen me grow from a 17-year-old boy to a 33-year-old man.
Yeah.
And that journey is inspiring to people, and it's inspiring to me. I look back at my old videos, I'm like, yo, I can't lie. That young Nick he's built different. You know, he was solid. You know, and I take inspiration from him too, because he got me to where I am right now. You know, so you just have to be driven, and anyone can be a content creator, but to be an influencer, you have to do it deeper. You have to share.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough to share what the issues, the problems, you know?
Yeah.
But once you do that, you separate yourself from content creator to now you're an influencer. Because now
That's real.
You're out there.
I love that.
Yeah, I like that. And I think it's interesting because on our last episode, we talked about passion coming across very clear and your intent. Like, if you're very passionate about what you're speaking about, the people will see that and they'll just rock with your content. Because if they like you and they like what you're passionate about, it's whatever. And if somewhere down the line you decide to change and, go into another venture, it's fine, because I like Nick for who he was. Because everything Nick dropped was Nick. To our knowledge, right? Exactly. And to speak to that, obviously you said you were making videos about waves in a space where we didn't know waves could be a thing that can generate money. So then you went ahead and opened Wavy Merch. It says 2017. Is that correct?
No, Wavy Merch was 2018, I think it was.
Okay, so 2018, 20. Okay, so you said you opened Wavy Merch 2018. So when did the light bulb click for you that you were able to curate your own brushes to things that work for you, and then obviously your own wave products, and obviously your own, what's it called? The wave the wave cream, the wave cream, all that stuff. Like, how did that come to mind to be like, you know what? I can take these videos, turn it in, there's a passion, and now because I do this, I can now turn it into an actual business where I can now make the products that I'm gonna use to show people that this is what I do to get my 360 waves or 720s or et cetera, et cetera.
So this was 2012 when I started making videos. I remember it was on Google, and I said how to make my own brush. And there was no answers on how to do that. So I just kind of put the idea in the background. So as life continued, I kept making videos, brushing my hair using other companies' brushes and products and whatnot. And then I had the curls for a period of time, and then everyone was adamant saying, Nick, you gotta get the waves back.
I don't know why he did that.
I had to make a change, bro. I had the curls, I had the afro, I had braids for like one day.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why this nigga did that.
I had to make the change, you know. And then everyone was like, "Come back to the wave." So I said, "Okay." At this point, I remember I had 150K subs. I said, "There's no way that I'm gonna come back and promote this company's product when I feel like I have a platform big enough to where I can launch my own stuff." So I remember I manufactured my brushes. I said, "This is a dream." I figured out how to do it. Did some research. I made it happen. I spent majority of my money, and I remember I had $2,000 left, and my products are on the boat. So when your products are on the boat, they're not gonna get here that quick. It takes a while. I have rent due next month. You know, and I have $2,000 left to my name. So I pay my rent. I have no bread now. My brushes are about to touch down. So they touch down, I launch it, and then I made my money back in 2 weeks. But the beautiful thing about that is the momentum of continuous effort year after year, bro. I shot videos about 360 waves forever, bro. Forever. So when I launched the brushes and I had that moment where it actually just blew up,
Right.
honestly, it was well deserved. But at the same time, if I tell myself this, if I want the money I made at that period of launching the company in the beginning of Wavy Merch was crazy and it changed my life. But if I were to have a regular job throughout the whole 5, 6, 7 years of grinding to get to that point, I would have had more money. But the money hit differently when I put 7 years in of doing straight grind, and then I get paid less than what I would have made a full-time position. Sure. But that money, oh, this is different now. Now I feel rich. I feel wealthy, you know, because this is a different type of bread. You know, so that definitely was the moment for me where things are like, okay, now this is a whole new avenue in life that I'm now a businessman.
That's tough.
Hey, shout out Wavy Merch, man.
Yeah, shout out to Wavy Merch, bro.
Shout out Wavy Merch for real, bro. So tell me, so you went on 2012, you go on Google, you're like, how to make your own brush? Google's like, we don't got that, brother. Yeah. So now you're like, okay, I'm gonna wait a couple of years to figure out how I make my own brush. Mm-hmm. So what was it like? I've ordered product before. I've ordered clothes. Obviously, you've seen the popular owner athletic clothes before. What was it like for a brush? I imagine it's different because for a hoodie, you can get a hoodie and put it on. It's like, I don't like this texture. Let me send it back. But now you're ordering brushes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The bristles are important. Like, you know, I mean, you know better than I know, but it's hard, medium, soft, etc., etc. Like, you can go and explain that. But like, what was it like to test it? Because now, you know, you have your baby. You make content, you let it go, and the world can take it. But a product is so specific for wavers, and I would imagine wavers are very particular about what they brush, like what they brush their hair with, and what they're trying to achieve with that. So now you have, okay, I have a medium, I have this, I have that. Like, what was that process like where you're testing, you're trying to figure out like what's the best to give, and then second question, when you finally gave it out, what was the reception like? Obviously, you made your money back in 2 weeks, but what was it like reviews like from people who weren't followers, subscribers?
Yeah, so initially, I didn't know what I was doing, bro. When I'm manufacturing, I have no clue. There was no blueprint that I had. In hindsight, there's so many things I could have done differently. But when I first made my prototype, I think I made one revision of my product, and then I said, yeah, we gotta launch. I had no more money. It's like, I gotta launch ASAP anyways. So the whole manufacturing process and every process that I've ever been through in terms of running businesses and whatnot, I have no idea. But I'm willing to risk everything to learn.
I like this.
So
that's tough. That's tough. Before you go on, sorry, can you repeat that one more time? Just from the risk. I'm willing to risk everything.
I'll risk everything to learn the process.
Man's clip that.
Yeah, that's a real one. People go to school to pay and learn. Yeah. I just went to the real world to learn. It's the same thing. I still paid my university fees. You know what I mean? So I made a lot of mistakes with the first rounds of brushes, but then the second round I launched the white diamond and the black diamond, which were a curved version. There's a grip now on the side. So now it's an upgrade, a visible upgrade from the first version. And now I'm learning more, and I'm like, okay, there's things that I can do to make this better. But this is where I got entitled. See, this is where things went left with my company, because now when I launched my product, I blew up. I'm making a lot of money. It's crazy. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, what's the pressure now? Like, I'm up. Yeah. I waited all this year. My YouTube is booming. Wavy Merch made me all my money back plus more. I'm good. I don't even care. So I stopped caring, and I stopped putting in the work on the craft, and which is in terms of marketing, manufacturing, how to make my products better, how are we going to expand the proper way. Right. I just became entitled. And during that period of entitlement, my company slowly started to fail. So now I'm not expanding products. When I launched, well, it wasn't entitlement. When I started Wavy Buds, I knew that I was no longer going to be involved with Wavy Merch as much because when you're dealing with cannabis in Canada, you at the beginning they don't tell you the full specifics of how the industry is going to be. So I was paying rent for a year before I could even open my store. They don't tell me how much inventory is going to cost, so I can't forecast these things. I have no idea. There was a property that I was supposed to get years ago, but I said, you know what, I can't get this because if I open Wavy Buds, and this was before before the real estate boom in Ontario. So if I got that, I would have doubled up my money quick.
Yeah.
But I said I can't buy this because I don't know how much weed is going to cost me. I don't know how much it's going to cost to maintain the store. So once I got that, and once I got the store now, I said, look, let me manufacture some brushes quick, and let me just leave that. I'll just let the company run. But those brushes were rushed. Those brushes were not manufactured properly in terms of an upgradable standard that I had from round 2.
Right.
And I'm still paying for that to this day because those are the only brushes that I still have. I didn't even sell out all the brushes yet.
Oh.
And I bought these years ago. So when I closed Wavy Buds earlier this year, I said, yo, I'm going back to Wavy Merch. I'm going back, because my company's dead at this point, Wavy Merch. So I got to come back. I'm going to make this pop off. Things didn't pop off. But when I'm coming from a position of grinding so hard and then it popped off for me and I have that entitlement, you know, now that I don't have that entitlement, it brought me right back down to reality. I'm back right down, and I didn't take it in a hard way. I said, oh shit, I'm not him right now. This is an opportunity for me to prove to myself that I am him. So let me buckle down and let me lock in. And then the past 6 months, I've just got to the point where I said, I can't be in Toronto anymore. And if I want to chase a dream, I have to cut. And now I'm out of here.
Wow.
So it's
2
just
days.
Yeah, 2 days, I'm gone, bro. Yeah, 2 days, I'm gone.
That is,
So,
that is crazy, bro.
yeah.
That is nuts. And see, this is why I feel like these conversations are important, because people are missing the fact where, like, there was a time where there was Wavy Merch and there was Wavy Buzz, and everyone is thought, okay, you know, he's still selling his do-rags and his brushes and the wave cream, like, it's still going, but he's just focusing on this right now. Nothing about the back end where it's like, okay, this is actually taking a hit, and I don't know about this, and I didn't know I had to pay a year of rent before I can even get in there to get the inventory and everything else, right? Yeah. And obviously, again, I've known Nick for a while, so I know now. So now we're talking, right? Let's say 2018, 2019, the pandemic hits. Don't worry, the pandemic hits, and we're looking into new ventures. Mm-hmm. So in between your venture from Wavy Merch to Wavy Buds, you will do the Wavy Barbershop for
Wavy Cuts.
Wavy, thank you. Wavy Cuts in between that. Can you speak to that pivot? Because to me, that sounds like a natural shift. You have all the wave products that they would be using, and I don't know yet. Was Cut Buddy in the picture for this yet?
No.
They were not. Okay, so now you have all your Wavy products. So that means I would assume barbers would use Wavy Merch to cut their hair and lay everything down. So it just sounds like an easy transition. Yeah. Can you speak to what happened with Wavy Cuts and how you go from Wavy Cuts to Wavy Buds?
So from Wavy Merch to Wavy Cuts, I was doing social media for at least a decade at this point, and that's me sharing my entire life for my whole entire life, you know? It got to a point where as we get older, you know, you want to become more private. It's much more difficult to share everything.
Right.
And I was going through a lot of personal issues at the time. I was having girl problems. I'm like, yo, I need to go through some changes, you know? So I said, you know what? I don't want to be an online guy anymore. Right. I want to be offline. So Wavy Cuts is relatable to Wavy Merch, as you said. It's just hair products. So I had Wavy Cuts. I opened the barbershop. And then I had money from Wavy Merch, so I kind of funneled that over to Wavy Cuts, more investment. Mm-hmm. And then 1 week after opening, COVID came. So now beauty salons and, you know, anything that's in the personal service industry, those are the first ones to shut down because of that close interaction, right? So I just opened, I had barbers in there, like everything was like, it looked good to it. It was ready, I did everything that I could. But the game just said, nah, you're not meant to have this right now. So I kept it for a few months, I was paying reduced rent. But it just got to a point where I'm spending all this money and I'm not even a barber. So there's still so much dependence that I have to have on barbers. If you're my barber and you said, yo, I'm not coming in today, so Wavy Cuts can't make money. So now I'm losing money. And I don't want to be in a position where you guys as my barbers have so much leverage over me. You know? So I said, you know what? I can't run this company by myself. It's probably for the best that I get rid of it. Right. So I sold it. I took a loss. But I was able to, as soon as COVID came and shut down Wavy Cuts, I got granted my cannabis license. So it's just the idea of one door closes, another one opens.
It was that close together.
Bro, same week.
That's
COVID
good.
came and
Okay.
they said, you got your license. Yeah.
That's dope.
So I'm like, okay, this is meant to be.
That's dope.
Move on from this, you know? And
Wow.
then that whole industry of cannabis is like a whole
other
other
thing,
story.
of course.
Holy.
So
Bro, I got stories, man. Yo, we need more time, bro. We need more time, fam.
so now in the same week it's COVID and you're pivoting into cannabis, and you mentioned earlier learning about the cannabis space and kind of what it takes and the inventory and what to get, and I guess I'm assuming what weed to purchase and like what's best and where. So as you're learning that, you're obviously dealing with like your own personal issues as well. And, being someone who's in business and in, influencer, we won't call it content creator, but now you're an influencer and you're making a difference and you're popular. For me, when I was dating, while I was in playground, I found dating difficult. One, because you're busy. When you're dealing with a company that is yours, your time isn't as easy. Like, people say you have more time. Yeah, but that's when you have more time when like everything is solidified and there's nothing to worry about. Like when you feel like you were him with Wavy merch, then you feel like you have the most time in the world. I can go hoop when I want to hoop. I can talk to him. I can go on every date. Like, I'll be fine. Like, I'm him. This is taken care of. Mm-hmm. But when you're in the weeds and you're building it up, the personal stuff takes a hit.
For sure.
Because now it's like, okay, yo, I moved out of my mom's crib, and now I got rent. But now I got to worry about rent. Then I got to worry about like you said, I got to worry about my car payment. Then I got to worry about the rent for the business on that side. And then what's getting in? How do I get clientele in? And how do I do this? And this is obviously in the midst of COVID. And then somewhere in between that, you're trying to find out, but what do I do for myself? So I want to hit the gym, and I want to, obviously I would like to be in love, start a family. I believe during this time you were doing your bulking as well, right? So this is, or just ending your bulking. I think you just came back from Barbados, so now you gone from your starting weight, which was
250.
No, but before bulking.
Before maybe like 170.
And to
like 220, 230.
Okay, and then to 230, exactly. So now you're doing that. So you have you have your personal goals that you want to hit. I want to hit this weight, then cut to get to be a monster, which we'll talk about a little bit. I think it's amazing. And then obviously you want to date and be your family. You have a dog. Shout out Roxy. Shout out Roxy. And you also have businesses that you're trying to build up. So I just want you to speak to, obviously we know the business side and analytics, whatever, but your personal difficulties and some of the struggles, whatever you're comfortable with sharing, of like how you maneuver through all the changes, because a lot of people think it's easy. Like you hit a certain number, you make it, you're blessed. Yeah. But you never get comfortable with that number. It's just not realistic. So I want you to speak about it, if you don't mind, about what that's like to chase your personal. I want to be this weight, and I want to look this way, and I want to have this girl in this car and this family by this time, and that just doesn't happen for you at that time because everything else, the external factors are
you
really
just said it perfectly. It just doesn't happen right now.
Yeah.
So earlier this year, when I decided to go back to social media and go back to Wavy merch, I told myself, yo, it's about to get real grimy for a year for me to build this back up. I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, I have to lock in. So then I had to sacrifice my personal life. Like I had relationships that I can't maintain. I have friendships that I can't maintain. All summer, you didn't see me outside, bro. I was not outside in the summer, bro. I was in the gym, I was creating my videos, and I was on the computer because I had to sacrifice all that to get to where I want to go. And even right now, my last sacrifice, I got rid of my car, I got rid of relationships, friends, time. The last thing I got rid of was my home. So I was talking to my boy, and he said that he's doing his own company right now, and he moved back in with his family. I'm like, oh wow, that's something that I never really considered doing, but that gave me the idea, like, this is also something I could sacrifice my home. Because what am I doing? I'm not bringing people over, I'm not doing parties, I'm not going out, I'm literally on my computer every day. So why am I paying $3,000 a month to live in a place, which is nice, but I don't care. Like, my goal is bigger than these material things that are around me. So I just realized that this is going to be tough for me to maintain a personal life in terms of, I think, socially. Even the party that I had last week, that was my first time getting drunk and being social in a really long time, bro. Yeah. And after doing it, I realized how important it is because I need to talk to people. Yeah. Like, for that period of time, I wasn't worried about, I gotta drop this video, I gotta do that. Nah, I was actually having fun, socializing with my loved ones, and I took that energy after the party, and now I'm carrying that to this day. And that makes it easier for me. But living the personal life is, sometimes you gotta sacrifice. Actually, all the time you gotta sacrifice. Literally. You've been through it. I know you've been through it, so you already know what that's like. Yeah. If you have a bigger goal than what's in front of you tomorrow, there's gonna be some things you gotta give up, bro. And
You
but
quote that.
yeah,
A
there's
lot
gotta
of
be
two
some
of them.
things you gotta get rid of, bro.
This guy's guns hot today. This guy said,
And it's because of the red nephew, bro. The red got me talking, dog.
yo, man.
Come on.
No. You see what I mean? But that's the thing that I think people miss out on.
Yeah.
And that's why these platforms I feel like are very, very important, because everybody always wants to know like the success story. Yo, how did Nick get that? You know, how did Nick get that Mercedes Benz with Wavy on it, bro? Like, how do you do it?
Right.
And people are missing the fact, bro. There was times that man had to.
Bro,
You know,
Diz, do you know how many Christmases I spent by myself, bro?
There you go.
Do you know how many New Years where my friends are going out, having the time of their life, and I'm watching on Snapchat? I had to delete Snapchat this summer because I don't want to see people going out having fun, and I can't do that right now.
Yeah.
Not I can, but I don't want to,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
can't.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I can't do it. So I can't see it because it just makes me question myself. Like, am I doing the right thing? Does it make sense for me to stop living my life just so I can make videos?
Right.
You know, so it's kind of like you just have to stay solid with who you are. You have to know I have a goal, and you have to be crazy enough to just say that is what I'm doing.
100%.
This will get me to that point, and when I get to that point, everything will be okay.
So here's a question for you then, Nick. Because in the generation of, we'll say, instant gratification, everyone wants everything today.
Yeah.
I need the satisfaction right this very moment.
Yeah.
Now, the beauty of this conversation is a lot of people don't realize that it takes so much sacrifice and internal will to get to where we need to be. So my question for you is, in this generation again of instant gratification where everything needs to be done right away, people's attention span is non-existent. What advice can you give, perhaps the viewers and listeners of exiting that mind frame of everything needs to happen now?
Yeah. Honestly, I had to tell myself, I told myself, if Wavy merch were to blow up last month and I just made crazy money, I actually don't even want that to happen because I don't deserve it yet. I haven't built a solid enough foundation to the point where I can receive all these rewards. I want to go through the journey to become solid enough, and the foundation of everything is built solid enough to the point where when I receive those rewards, I don't lose them. Because you can get blessed with a crazy opportunity, but if you're not built to handle that, you're not going to keep it. And your life is going to get messed up because if you're receiving these blessings, you're going to get entitled. Oh, Nick Wavy earned this. Oh, yeah, where's my CLS? I'm good. I don't got to do shit. Yeah, and then it all comes crashing down, and it's like, whoa, okay, now I have to build this all right back up from the bottom, So you have to realize that the journey is where you find yourself, So once you get handed to you, it's not even all that. I'm happy I was not born rich. Because if I was born rich, I would not be as driven.
Right.
I probably wouldn't be in the gym like this.
Yeah.
Bro, my parents never gave me shit. My parents gave me a house. They put food on the table for me every day. God bless.
Amen.
That's it.
That's it.
Yo, that's it, man.
Yeah,
I had no new clothes during school.
Yeah.
A uniform, obviously.
Yeah,
but
thank
I
the
had
Lord for that, by the way.
Yeah, yo.
Thank the Lord for that.
Thank God for the uniform, bro.
Yeah.
But, I had nothing, fam. So I had to build it to get to that point. Once you build it and then you get it, it hits differently, like I said. Right. So everyone needs to realize that getting it right away is cool. I want to build it from the bottom. I'm down for the trenches.
Yes.
Learn what I can from the trenches, and then when I get to the top, I have both type of smarts. I know now how to handle everything that I just received, right? So instant gratification is just so fickle, It's just like, why? If you build it and you earn it, you got that. Yeah.
And those are the things that I appreciate because I feel like we don't talk about that enough. And I'll wrap this up for us all here, but to talk about that point, instant gratification point is something that we all face, especially in the social media era, because we all want that quick hit of dopamine and letting us know, okay, no, we're on the right path or we're there or whatever.
Right.
And obviously this episode is about Nick, but just to sum it up really quick, when I was doing the playground thing, I think me and Nick talked about this too. The difficulty that I faced was that it wasn't me. Not that the company wasn't me, but what was happening around what we were doing, how the flights, the change, whatever. It wasn't it didn't come out of my pocket. It wasn't I worked very hard for playground.
Sure.
But I didn't feel like I worked hard enough to deserve what I was getting. I was just very fortunate, and I'm thankful for that. But like he said, when it all crashes down, what do you do?
Right.
And today, for me specifically, it did all crash down. I mean, boy, did it ever crash down. And But now, again, to Nick's point, it's like a mirror thing, kind of. You know what I mean? We're like, I'm able, or we're all able to, in our own ways, when things crash down, whether it be relationships or business, we can and now build back up
Of course,
to where we have to get to. And when that gratification hits, it's gonna hit different.
Yeah.
Right.
In the words of Nick, when that gratification hits, it's gonna hit different because we've all had to go through what we had to go through, regardless of what it is. We had to do it.
I want to interrupt you. You said that you didn't deserve the things you were getting when you were with the playground.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing shit at anybody. Shout out to all businesses and corporations
sure.
who are doing their thing. But bro, I checked their Google reviews today, and you're no longer with the company. And I just seen bare 1-stars, bro. And I know if you were running the company, there would not be 1-stars like that. People would not be waiting outside. So I'm not saying any disrespect to no company,
Of course.
but I'm bigging you up.
Appreciate
And don't knock yourself down for you not receiving or not being entitled to those rewards that you were getting because you were running that company to the best of your ability.
That's, you know what, I appreciate, and like I said earlier, sometimes that gratification, no, not maybe not gratification, but like hearing those words, it goes a long way because it does help. And it's unfortunate to hear that those things are happening, but yeah,
Sure.
you know, people look at it differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like things that you're really passionate about, that like that's your main focus, is tough.
Yes.
And for what's going on over the playground, I still love playground. Obviously, I'm still a part of the playground in a way. But like, yeah, just for the people who are there, maybe it's not their specific focus, and that is okay.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
That-
you guys just didn't align at the time.
It's in the line, and that happens.
That's fine. That's fine.
It happens. But again, I want to thank everybody here for this lovely episode too.
Come on.
And I have a question for everybody in the room, just for us to wrap up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start with you, Blanco.
Yes.
Trizzy, my dog.
Talk to me.
Give the people them something to go home with. It can be anything, literally. It can be words of encouragement, a thought that you had, you know, a verse you came across that you want to share.
Yep.
Just give people them something to go home with.
You know what? This is it. Thanks for that question.
Come on, man.
And this is.
I'm
this
here
is,
all week. I'm here all week.
And this is actually, I think people don't do this enough for themselves, but self-care.
Talk about it.
Truthfully, self-care, whether it's you know, keeping yourself moisturized, going for a mani-pedi. Listen, I know there's a lot of very masculine men out there, but mani-pedis,
They're blessings, bro.
I promise you, just go for one.
Yeah.
Just go for one. But, you know, to wrap it up, self-care. Self-care is vital.
Yes.
Do things for yourself. You know, once you start doing things for yourself, and I think the topic of the earlier discussion is filling your own cup. Once you fill your own cup, you exude a different type of energy.
100%.
Right? So that's my takeaway. Focus on self-care.
I have to say mine is sacrifice. So don't expect to be rewarded for something if you didn't give something up to get the final reward.
This guy shooting at Mac 10,
I'm
you
telling
know.
you, it's
Empty.
the Ray, bro. The Ray got me on
The
time.
man said, yo, load it. He said, Jim, I'm here to load it, bro. Don't worry about it.
Shout out Ray and nephew, man.
Shout out
Oh,
Ray and
hey,
nephew.
shout out Ray and Nephew,
Shout
man.
out,
Shout out Ray and Nephew. Okay, so I have one, and I'm going to read something that I sent to Trizzy on Monday. I'm going to keep it short, but my favorite part about it is, you must believe and not doubt, because the ones who doubt is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. And the way I interpret that is to, as soon as you put self-doubt into any of your goals, everything starts to topple. That's when everything starts going crazy.
100%.
And if Nick or Trizzy go into their next venture and whatever they're going to do with any sense of doubt, I ask you, brothers, to take that doubt out and just go into it with a clean slate. What will be, will be. And if you want it bad enough, it's going to happen. And that's what I'm leaving with you guys. So again, thank you guys for coming on episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys took a tidbit. Hope you guys learned something. And remember, the point of this podcast, okay, is for impact. And if you take anything away from this, leave a like, share, comment, and please subscribe. Subscribe over Nick Wavy.
Shout out to
everybody.
Subscribe to Driven at Will, and follow In the Gym with Jim.
There we go, man. We love it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Catch you guys.